Okay, boys and girls, we're finally at our um, culminating task or project, and everything that we've been doing prior, everything meaning all the lessons and all the work and all the activities that you've been doing, it's to be able to do this. So even though you'll see my example, and I will go over my example, I expect you to be able to independently look at the task that is in front of you, use my example only as an example, as a guide, and to come up with your own ideas and ways of thinking. Because you mimicking and copying off of my ideas doesn't make you better. Because at the end of the day, Mr. A can't take the part for you, or whatever I write is not your ideas, they're my ideas. Okay? So I want you guys to think about that as we proceed with this lesson. Now, another thing, if you have not been submitting work to me, it is very important that you take the next few days and the days after that to complete all the work that you can possibly do before May 29th, because May 29th is the last day for students, and teachers are going to be expected to either say you passed or you failed. Pass or you fail. There's no there's no, there's no middle ground. So if I didn't get anything from you, you need to send it to me. You can send it to me. What I have four different ways you can send it to me. You can text it to me, have your parent text me, take a picture of your work, send it. I'm giving people feedback. Okay. Um, especially you could send it through IG, DM me. You could send it through email. You could send it through Remind. Okay, so there's really no excuses, and all that I already presented. So if you don't have my email, um, we don't believe you. You need more people. All right. So um, another announcement. Make sure you log on Zoom on Thursdays. Everyone, I've been sending not only a remind, but I've been sending your parents a text message with the link to Zoom. All of the fifth grade teachers are there, and we're there to answer your questions and support you. This week on Zoom, I'm not going to be doing a review or a recap. I really just only want to answer questions. So if you don't come on Zoom with questions, we'll just say hi, bye. We'll tell you about what our plans are for the promotional ceremony and kind of just hear from you. So remember, that's your time to connect with us and tell us what you need help with and we'll figure out ways to support you. But if you're not getting on there, there's no way we know. Because I know a lot of times when I contact your parents, they're not home, they're working, and there's no way they can give you the phone and that would allow you to talk to me, and we could, do what we need to do. So make sure you join us on Zoom. I think that's it. So let's look at the objective. The objective said today you will use details you gathered in your notes and annotations to begin planning your project. Okay, so you can decide to either make a new invention. Uh, because we've been writing and practicing using information from the text for my lesson, I'm going to go with writing about two inventors and their inventions using a multi-paragraph outline. All right. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and switch screens. We're going to go. Okay. So because I'm comparing two inventors, I decided to do a Venn diagram. It's not in two circles, of course. You see it, they're in rectangles, but the job is still done. So on one side, I have one inventor, Rachel Carson. On the other side, I have Louis Pasteur. So I chose a new inventor, Louis Pasteur, and an old inventor that we learned about last week, Rachel Carson. So In my Venn diagram, I have dots with all their inventions, things that are separate, and then in the middle, things that are similar. So they both protect the health of humans. They use the scientific method, right, for discovery. Let me put that in there. They influence medicine, they influence laws, they changed the course of history, they made new discoveries. Okay, because prior to Rachel or prior to Lewis, these things did not exist. Right, these protections did not exist. This labeling or of these chemicals did not exist. So that is very important. And you can see that everything I have here, I pulled directly from the text. These were things that I highlighted last week, and these are things that I highlighted today. Well, this week. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to show you how I formatted my essay. So for my essay, I started here with my introduction. And in my introduction, I introduced both inventors. I gave a hook, and I gave a thesis. Like at the end of this essay, I will tell you blah blah blah. But I didn't say it in those words. I made it a little bit more discreet than that. But if you want to, you can say at the end of the essay, I will blah 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 blah. Okay? That is fine also. My body paragraphs, I chose to put Louis Pasteur in the first sentence. So in this sentence, I'm saying what his accomplishment is and how it's similar to Rachel Carson. And then the second paragraph, I'm gonna talk about Rachel Carson, her contributions, and how they're similar to Louis Pasteur because they both have similarities. And then my third paragraph is my fourth paragraph is my conclusion. All right. In my conclusion, I'm going to reiterate or restate my introduction, but I'm also going to cap it off and end it in a nice tidy fashion, right? Wrapping the present up with the bow. So let's just go over my first paragraph. It's really direct. I feel like it's direct. You guys text me and message me after you see the video and tell me if there are any things that I could have done to slow it down, to improve it, or if after reading my introduction, did it hook you in? Did it make you want to read more? Okay. When I think about all the influential inventors covered in this unit, two people stand out. Though all of the inventors have improved our lives in some form, Rachel Carson and Louis Pasteur have added a significant amount of knowledge to improve human health and understanding of the world. Okay, so why am I writing about Rachel Carson and Louis Pasteur? Because they added, right? I'm gonna highlight it for you. They added a significant amount of knowledge to improve human health and understanding of the world. Bam. That's my thesis. This is why I'm writing this. This is why I'm writing this essay, right? So I already told the reader why I'm writing it. I didn't say I'm writing this essay, right? Because we want to use a little bit, we want to use better English than that. We want to frame, we want to be able to frame things and let the reader take it as they may. All right. Their contributions can be seen in our everyday lives. Ever drank juice, milk, or ate pizza? All those things had to be pasteurized. So I'm talking about one of their inventions. We know who invented the process of pasteurization, right? It's in their name. And then I hear, in addition to all those products, in addition, all those products had to be grown or prepped at a farm where they are treated with pesticides. And you know, why are we mentioning pesticides? Because that's what Carson did. See, you see both in my paragraph, I'm mentioning both inventors, and I'm talking about their contributions, and I'm explaining why their contributions are important. Also, how we can find them in our everyday lives. All right. So this is how you keep the reader's attention. Now, and I wrap this introduction up by saying these two inventors made sure that the products people are eating are not harmful amongst many other things. Actually, this sentence, I'm not gonna, I may do some changes to it because I don't like this ending. But that's part of the draft process, right? As you reread your work, you're supposed to think about the things that you have and how you can improve it. So for me, I'm going to improve the ending of the sentence because I think I could switch it up and make it sound a little bit better. Okay, and then my first body paragraph, right? Because this is an essay, so we should have multi paragraphs, right? I already got one, two, three, four. I believe when you get to sixth grade, you should be able to do a 5 paragraph essay on anything your teacher asks. Okay, and don't embarrass us at stand and say you were never asked to write a multi paragraph essay because you have and you had. Louis Pasteur is a world-renowned scientist. He holds this title because, like many other great inventors, he sought out to explain what was not understood. Bam! I'm pulling the reader in. I'm telling them that he explained what wasn't understood. What was, and if we think about it, what wasn't understood at the time? Germs. People knew nothing about germs. People would go to the bathroom, come out, and I'm not saying they didn't even actually have bathrooms. They had outhouses. They will go to the outhouse, do their business, come in, give their grandma a hug and grab her face, and then eat a piece of bread and lick their fingers. Right? What was missing in that sequence of events? Washing of the hands, because no one knew that there were pathogens or germs, right, that existed that could make you sick. And here comes Lewis, right? One of those things was life. According to the text, Lewis, according to the text, see right here, I because this is my draft, I could go in there and I could start making changes. And one of the changes is I'm going to take this out. According to the text, he was the first scientist to believe that life could 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 come only from life. This meant life could not magically appear without living material being present. With that said, Lewis brought pathogens to the forefront. Okay? And then I already told you what pathogens are, and you should know what pathogens are because you read the text and you also watched my video where I explain what pathogens are in detail. Perfect. So I left the dots because that's how I would continue flowing the body, right? I will continue by talking about why germs, knowing about germs is important, how that helped improve medicine, and how he helped us live a healthier life, right? Okay. And that's what they both have in common. They help us live healthier lives. Bam. My third paragraph, I'm introducing Rachel. I say Rachel Carson is an environmental researcher. Her contributions is blah 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 blah. Okay, same format. I'm going to say what her contributions are, why they're important. I'm gonna quote the text, and then I'm gonna say this is, and then I'm going to explain why it helps human life, right? What impact it has on society. And lastly, I have my conclusion, and I started with to conclude, right? To conclude, both scientists have impacted society immensely, but their innovations and discoveries, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So, in case you want to use these two scientists, I didn't go into a great deal of what I would put in my conclusion because you already know a conclusion is a wrap up of the essay. In a conclusion, we're not adding new information, but we're restating what we said in the what? The introduction. Exactly. Okay? So your conclusion shouldn't be something that you sit there for 30, 40 minutes trying to figure out, because the conclusion is already written right here. Okay? Remember that. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. I want you to go ahead and try your best with this exit ticket. I believe everyone who's been watching the videos, paying attention in class, should do great. Everyone who's been watching the videos, in addition to paying attention in class, this should be review. It shouldn't be anything new that I'm going over. So I look forward to it. Remember, you can send it to me on Remind, Instagram, uh, have your parent text it to me, email me. Yep. All right. See you soon.